Even on the Jeffrey Epstein case, like what's suggesting government involvement here?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's suggesting
Like what
government
part of the
involvement?
Jeffrey Epstein case is like, oh my God, the government is like playing a part in this?
Well, the fact that he had ties to the Mossad and the CIA, and that when they raided his home, he had his face and about what was it, 6 different passports? Who can issue passports?
Sure, but when we
Who, no,
look at
who
it,
can issue you a different identity in
I don't know
different
about different
countries?
identities, but for passports, I imagine you can get that illegally, or you can just get it from countries depending on citizenship status.
Well,
But what I'm saying is that like for when we look at Epstein, right? Epstein was a billionaire, right? I
why
imagine
was he a billionaire?
why because of trading or whatever he did. I'm not
No,
entirely sure.
no, that's the question.
No, sure.
Nobody knows
Yeah,
why
no, but I
him
don't know
or his
why.
brother
Yeah, but there's like
have
a
billions
million
of
different.
dollars.
Sure, there's lots of people where I don't know how they made their money, but to fill in the gaps of all of this with some
No, you should always
huge
know how
conspiracy.
somebody became a billionaire. Like, that's like a very easy thing. Like somebody should just be like, I became a billionaire, and you have no idea how. Like
I'm sure there are tons of people
it's
who are
like I
billionaires that
sold the
aren't.
product. You know why Elon Musk has money. You know why Jeff Bezos has money. You should not say we can't connect the dots on how this person became a billionaire that was able to purchase an
Filings aren't
island.
always going to be public. That like, oh well, I can figure out exactly why this person became a billionaire. If they don't work in like public traded companies or something, how will you ever know? There's no way you're going to know that.
He did.
Then what's the question?
It's not a question. It's just nobody understands why Jeffrey Epstein or his brother have billions of dollars.
So he wouldn't have made
Did
it.
you actually look into the Epstein case, or are you just because I can't tell right now if your thing is just to be contrarian?
Okay, hold on.
No, I'm
You're
being
telling me-
serious. No, I'm asking you because it seems like you're just like whatever your position is. I'm going to take the opposite, and I'm going to say something really quickly and try to say, well, how do we know? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like that's actually quite boring.
Sure,
you know what I
understand.
mean? Like
So
it's like,
here's-
dude, like let's actually have a real conversation because tons of stuff is happening right now. A lot of stuff is being exposed, right? People are for the first time able to grasp a theory that finally makes sense, right? It finally makes sense. It makes sense that there is a blackmail ring operating in DC because we don't understand why we keep sending our politicians to DC and then it's like they completely serve anybody other than the American people.
I don't know what's going on with Destiny, but Candace took him over her knee and just gave him a good old fashioned spanking, like old school style. And he used to be a person that would agree or have some curiosity in certain areas. And now it seems like he's switched. And I don't know if that's a permanent thing. I don't know if it's because of the Ben Shapiro interview. Destiny had an interview with Ben Shapiro. This is a new one with Candace Owens, and I'm about halfway through now. But I want to talk about what I've seen so far. I've seen about 30 minutes of it so far. And his last interview, I've made fun of him, and it's not bad. Ben Shapiro sat down with Destiny in front of Lex Friedman, and I was so eager to listen to it. And then what I found out was there's not much difference between Ben Shapiro and Destiny. It was almost like Ben Shapiro was the father, and Destiny was the son that was a little bit more left, just a little bit, not a lot, a little bit more to the left than his daddy. And I did the Spider-Man meme. I said they're both pointing at each other, Destiny versus Ben Shapiro. There wasn't much disagreement. This is his next major discussion since that, and that one blew up to, I think it's got 10 million views or something like that on Lex's channel. But this one is just dropped, and you can tell it's like, I know Destiny is an establishment shill. He's always been that. He's always said that. But for Candace it wasn't in this clip, but Candace had to start the interview by educating him about the government using propaganda to get across their motives, narratives, desires, and to rule the people. It just real basic stuff that Destiny understands. And it seems like, and she had to say it multiple times, you seem like you're just taking the other side just to take the other side. And she's like, you can do that. That's just a debate thing. Like we could throw up a topic and say, I'll take this side, you take that side. But Candace wanted to have like a real discussion with him. And you can see that Destiny did not. And my takeaway from this is Destiny's great. I like Destiny, even though I've got a lot of beef with him. He's triggering at times. I can't lie. But he's got a problem though right now. And credibility is his problem. I mean, here's another example. Destiny starts the interview by saying he doesn't like Patrick Bet-David because he roasts leftists. Patrick Bet-David doesn't roast leftists. He just has takes. And that's false. But then he used Anthony Weiner as an example. Who's not going to roast Anthony Weiner with what he's been into? And he had no curiosity on the Jeffrey Island situation. We know all the connections there from Bill Clinton to now you got to read a lot of this stuff because it goes like Maxwell's father was connected with this group. And so you have to kind of go through that. And I don't know what he knows or what he doesn't know, but it's very disappointing for Destiny to be asking these type of questions, and instead it's almost like he's trying to debunk Candace, not trying to ask and say, well, do you know of any, or what are they? I mean, I really think they should have Chat GPT there. I honestly think, for these discussions, I know it's kind of awkward to stop and say, well, let's look up the facts. Let's look up some facts. It's all sourced. ChatGPT is just Google. People don't understand that. It's just Google. So if it doesn't source it, then you don't use it. If it doesn't source it, you can ask it, where's the source? And you can get through some of this stuff. Obviously, they would need to have a producer like Joe Rogan does, but I want to get that. The Bill Barr connection. Bill Barr's father, so he was the attorney general when Jeffrey Island offed himself, allegedly. And Bill Barr, the father of Bill Barr, hired Jeffrey Island to teach at this elite New York prep school. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean something or does it not mean something? I don't know what that means, but there's evidence here to have a discussion. I'm going to break down more if I can to this interview. Fascinating stuff between Destiny and Candace Owens. Let me know what you think. I think Candace Owens just whooped him up and down the court, up and down over her leg. It was pretty bad. The Destiny people in Destiny's chat were saying, man, Candace Owens is really aggressive. And I was like, no, she's not being aggressive. You guys aren't refuting anything she's saying. They didn't say she was lying. They didn't say she was stupid. They said she was aggressive. No, she's not aggressive. You guys, Destiny has just fostered a culture and a people that follow him are just a bunch of betas. That's what really happened.